Imagine investing just $4,000 and then a few years later becoming the richest man in the world. Not because you were lucky, but because you understood how to dominate an entire market. This isn't a fictional story. This is the story of the man who turned a small drop of oil into an unstoppable financial empire. His name is John D. Rockefeller. But how did it all start? Rockefeller was born in 1839 into a very poor family. He wasn't the smartest kid in school, and he didn't have wealth or connections, but he had something stronger than money, a mind obsessed with numbers and business. At just 16 years old, he got his first job as a bookkeeper, and he developed an unusual habit, recording every single cent he earned or spent. This small habit laid the foundation for what was coming, because control over numbers means control over money, and money means power. In the 1860s, oil began emerging as a new source of energy in America. Most people were chasing gold, but Rockefeller saw an opportunity in refining and selling oil, not in just finding it. In 1863, he made a bold decision: invest $4,000 in a small oil refinery. It seemed like a small step, but it was the seed of a massive empire. After founding his company, Standard Oil, his goal wasn't just to make money, it was to dominate the entire market. He began buying competitor companies one by one. If they refused to sell, he would lower prices until they went bankrupt. Then he would buy them at a low cost. This harsh strategy shocked many, but it was frighteningly effective. And slowly, from a small investment, a massive oil empire began to take shape. By the end of the 19th century, Standard Oil controlled over 90% of America's oil. Imagine this: nearly every drop of oil passed through his companies. Rockefeller was no longer just a businessman. He was the real power behind America's energy industry and danger. But great success always brings attention. With this level of control, the U.S. government began to worry. One company controlling an entire industry? That's a monopoly. In 1911, a historic court ruling was issued: break Standard Oil into multiple smaller companies. Everyone expected Rockefeller's wealth to collapse, but the surprise was astounding. Rockefeller still owned shares in all the new companies. This meant his fortune didn't shrink. It actually grew bigger than ever. By the early 20th century, he was officially the world's first billionaire. If we calculate his wealth today, it would equal hundreds of billions of dollars. This wasn't just money, it was strategic legacy, intelligence, and industry domination. Rockefeller's story isn't just about becoming rich. It's a lesson for anyone seeking real success. Money comes to those who understand the industry, not just those who chase it. From a boy tracking his first pennies to the man who built the largest oil empire in history, John D. Rockefeller.